What's up everyone, DimiTV2 here. Today's video will be about beginner tips and commonly made mistakes in Warframe. If you haven't done so already, just keep following the questline of Force Prize. This will restore all your ship's functionalities and explain some of the very basics of this game, things like movement, objectives and some of the mission types. Now before I send you off to do your first actual mission, there are two very important things I feel everyone should know about Warframe when they start out. Tip 1. Warframe is a free-to-play game. Like actually free to play. I find that DE did a very poor job explaining this one, but it's one of the most important aspects for me. When I first started out, I checked out the marketplace to see what the guns and frames were available, only to find out that everything cost platinum, the real money currency. This is not true however. Below the big shiny Warframe or weapon buttons, you can find the blueprints for these weapons. You can buy these with credits, the in-game currency. These blueprints require resources, credits and time to complete, but they do not cost any real money. You can do this for pretty much everything in the game except most for the cosmetics. Tip 2. Spend your starting platinum carefully. Every new account in Warframe starts with 50 untradeable platinum. I would highly recommend you do not spend your first 50 platinum on things like cosmetics or weapons, but instead buy yourself Warframe slots. Every weapon in Warframe takes up a slot in your inventory. You only have a limited amount of slots available, but you can increase the amount of slots you have by spending platinum. This is the only thing in this game I feel like you need to spend plat on. Head into your inventory, go into the Warframe tab and buy yourself an extra Warframe slot. Then head over to the weapons tab and buy some extra weapon slots for yourself. Now that that's done, time to farm resources. Tip 3. The star map, resource farming and bosses. Hopefully you found yourself a weapon or Warframe that you want, so now comes the main part of the game, farming things. Now for the purpose of this video, let's say we want to build ourselves a Karak. Every weapon or Warframe has a few crafting requirements. In this case, we need credits, neurodes, alloy plates, salvage and polymer bundles. Credits we get by killing enemies and completing missions, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. The other resources however might. Every planet has 4 resources that its enemies drop. One of the lower level planets, Mercury, drops Morphix, Ferrite, polymer bundles and detonite ampules. We need the polymer bundles from here, so let's dive into a mission. Resources are obtained by killing enemies or opening loot containers like these. Especially early on, open every crate and container you can find. On the bottom of the screen you can see what kind of loot you get from them. Now just complete the mission and extract once you're done. You can press the P button to check your mission progress to see if you farmed enough materials yet. So that's the polymer bundles done, but what about the others? Well, to do that we need to unlock more planets. You unlock more planets by killing the boss of each planet. You can find out what planet is unlocked through this picture on the screen right now. Before you attempt a boss on a planet, I would suggest checking out the wiki and reading up on them. Some bosses are just meat shields, while other bosses are actual boss fights that take strategy and coordination. These bosses also drop extra weapon blueprints and Warframe parts. For example, Captain 4 on Mercury drops the Cronus blueprint, the Seer blueprint and both of the Seer parts needed to make it. The Jackal, Venus's boss, drops the Warframe Rhino parts. Continue working on completing every mission and every planet in the star map, so you get access to more resources and more alerts. Once you're done with farming the resources, head over to the arsenal and start building your weapon or Warframe. Everything in Warframe takes time to build however, so a little patience is required. You can rush the build times with platinum, but I would highly recommend against doing so. Just farm some other weapons or Warframes in the time that you're waiting. Tip 4. Modding your weapons and Warframes. Modding your weapon and Warframes is one of the most important aspects of the game. This is where a large portion of your damage comes from. Head into your arsenal, click upgrade on your weapons or Warframes and let's start modding. First things first, damaged mods. Damaged mods are mods you obtain from the very first quest, Force Prize. While they can be handy at the very start, I suggest not putting any fusion cores or credits into them. Damaged mods are straight up inferior versions compared to their normal ones, and most of them are very easily replaced within a few missions. Now to the actual modding. Whenever you pick up a mod, it immediately shows you a few different things. The name, the effect of the mod, its rank, its polarity and its drain. In this case, let's go with an unranked Serration. Serration increases the damage of your primary weapons by 15% for each rank of the mod. It's currently unranked, indicated by the filled in dots, or lack thereof, on the bottom of the mod card. Other than that, we have a 4 and a V looking icon. The 4 is the drain, and the V is the polarity of the weapon. Each weapon or Warframe has a certain amount of mod capacity, indicated on the upper left. There are a number of ways to increase this. Weapons and Warframes gain 1 mod capacity per level up, or 2 if an Orokin Catalyst is installed for weapons, or an Orokin Reactor is installed for Warframes and Companions. This will give them a total of either 30 or 60 mod capacity. Other than that, aura mods and warframes also give more mod capacity, as do stance mods for melee weapons. Now let's say I wanted to put this unranked Serration into my weapon. It would cost me 4 points to put this mod in. And this is where polarities come in. If you put a mod into a slot with the same polarity, its cost will decrease by half. So if I slot this Serration, which has a V polarity, into a slot with a V polarity as well, its cost will decrease to 2 instead of 4, indicated by the green number. Similarly, if I slot it into the wrong polarity, its cost goes up by a bit as well, indicated by the red number. Make sure you put the mods in the correct slots, or at very least into polarity neutral slots. Some weapons or warframes come with their own polarities, but there are ways of adding or removing polarities on your own. Click the Actions button on the bottom bar and then use the Polarization action. This will cost you a forma and hence is referred to as the community as formaing a weapon or warframe. This however is more mid to end game material, so don't worry about this for now. So, what mods should you get and how do you rank them up? Well, that depends. Warframe has hundreds of unique mods, but for now I suggest you focus on the basic mods. These are Serration, Hornet Strike, Pressure Point, Vitality and Redirection. I will put a link to the Warframe wiki in the description, so you can find out exactly where all these mods drop from. I'd highly suggest getting these mods at the very least to rank 5 or 6 as soon as possible. Maxing them out to rank 10 will be costly, but rank 5 or 6 is very cheap to get and still pretty good. Now on to how to level the mods themselves. If you've equipped the mod, press the mods button on the bottom of the screen and select the mod you want to rank up. If you have duplicates, only select one of them. Then click the Start Fusing into Selected Mod button. There are 2 recommended ways to rank up a mod, using duplicates or using fusion cores. For the more common mods like Redirection or Vitality, I'd recommend using duplicates. For the more rare mods like Serration or event mods, I'd suggest using fusion cores however. Ranking up mods increases their effectiveness, but also increases their drain, so be careful when ranking up mods. To use duplicates, simply press the button with the 2 card icons on it. This uses all of your duplicates of that mod and fuses them together into the first mod. In this case, the one redirection mod I selected at the start would use up 1023 redirection duplicates to rank up to max rank. It would also cost me 306,900 credits. This might seem like a lot right now, but up until rank 5 or 6 it is very cheap to rank up these mods. To use fusion cores, click the second to last button in the row of icons. This filters out all the mods and only shows you your fusion cores. Just like mods, fusion cores have different rarities and different ranks. The higher the rank or rarity, the more powerful it is. To fuse a mod, just click on the fusion core and select how many you want to use. In this example, it would take 694 bronze rank 3 fusion cores to max redirection out, along with 520,500 credits. However, with gold rank 5 fusion cores, it would only take 132 of them, along with 415,800 credits. Once you're done fusing, just hit the apply fusion button and you should be good to go. What mods and builds to use however, changes per frame and per weapon and even per update. I'll post a link in the description to all of the endgame builds that I use. De facto Overlord, my clan leader and a good friend of mine, made these builds. He's a very smart guy and has thousands of hours of experience in this game, so I definitely recommend checking them out guys. Tip 5. Mastery rank. Mastery rank is the number next to your name. It shows other players how many weapons and warframes you've leveled up, and a few things in this game require you to meet a certain mastery rank to obtain it. If you go into your profile, you can see exactly how much mastery experience you need until your next mastery rank. When that bar fills up, you can take a mastery test, and if you complete the test, you will rank up. Keep in mind that you can only do the test once a day, even if you fail, so make sure to read up on each test so that you are fully prepared. Your profile keeps track of what weapons you have leveled up and to what level. To actually gain mastery experience, we need to level up our weapons and warframes. Each unique level up gives you experience. That might sound confusing, so allow me to explain for a bit. For this example, let's say I own a Mark 1 Breton at level 0. Every time I level it up, I gain 100 mastery experience. So if I level it up to level 30, I would gain 30 times 100 is 3000 mastery experience. But if I bought another MK1 Breton and leveled it up to level 30 again, it wouldn't work. Only the first unique level up gives you mastery experience. If you sold your weapon before it hit level 30 however, no worries. Let's say I sold my MK1 Breton at level 13, and then later on realizing my mistake, I rebuy it again. As soon as my MK1 Breton hits level 14, I start earning mastery points again. One thing to keep in mind, however, is that Warframes and companions earn 200 mastery experience per rank instead of 100. A lot of players will usually judge you on your mastery rank. Mastery rank doesn't tell you everything about a player, but on a glance, it usually gives you a decent overview of how far a player is into the game. Tip 6. Trading. As I mentioned before, things like slots and cosmetics cost platinum. However, that's not the only thing platinum is used for. Platinum is also used as a trading currency by the players. Not everything is tradable, but I will post a link in the description where you can find exactly what is and is not tradable in this game. Keep in mind, however, that to be able to trade, you need to be master rank 2 or above. Once you've found something you think you can sell for a few platinum, you can start trading. Either start looking at the trading chat and find someone that you can make a deal with, or head into the trading relay, Maru's Bazaar, on Earth. In the trading relay, you can trade with people by pressing the trade button on your consumable key. Trading chat works a bit differently, however. To trade with someone in trade chat, either of you needs to be in a clan that has a trading post in their clan dojo. They will send you an invite to their dojo, or you can send them one as well if you have a clan. Then walk up to the trading post and start trading. Make sure to check exactly what you're trading though. Always be careful and vigilant when trading. As much as we hate to mitigate at times, scammers do exist and will take every opportunity they can to screw you over, so stay alert. Thankfully, however, this trade went just fine, no problems at all, so all good there. At the end of every trade, make sure to actually double check what you're actually trading though. However, my preferred method of trading is Warframe.market. I'm not very much of a people person, and I try to stay as far away from trade chat as possible. I would highly recommend you check it out as well, as it makes trading just that much easier. Tip 7. What to do from here on out. Warframe has a lot to offer, and it will take you quite a while to learn everything. For starters, I'd suggest to start collecting weapons and Warframes, start farming resources, credits, fusion cores, all sorts of things. Start clearing the star map, you can start working on completing endgame builds, find yourself a nice clan, hang out with people, work on completing numerous events that show up over time, do all this shiny new stuff when updates come out. One of the things I want to mention as well are alerts and events. These are time limited missions on the star map. In the case of alerts, they are almost always just regular missions with extra rewards at the end of them. These can include credits, resources, cosmetics, weapon blueprints or Vauban Park blueprints. The ones you should especially be looking out for in my opinion are the Vauban alerts and the Nitane alerts, as these are only available through these random alerts. Other than that, there are also nightmare alerts, which have extra limitations on them like no shields, slowly decaying health, draining energy, things like that. These missions are also scaled up in difficulty, but provide unique mods called nightmare mods. And then there are events. Events are special missions which usually last a few days, with separate mission conditions. These usually offer event weapons or mods which can only be obtained from this one particular event, and usually become re-available months or even years after the original event. While most of these events have special conditions which can be quite difficult to do as a beginner, I would highly recommend you try to do all of these events that happen in Warframe. Make sure to remember to play on public mode, as there's a chance you might end up with a higher level player who would help you out on your missions. There's honestly so much to do in this game, it's no wonder that many people have a few thousand hours each into this game, me included. I've not even come close to explaining everything there is in this game, and I'm sure that there are many things I forgot to mention or left out on purpose in this video. I'll post some more useful links in the description below, like the wiki or a pastebin where I keep these beginner tips updated. You can also check out my stream over at twitch.tv/DimitriV2 or check out my YouTube channel as well for more content. If I'm streaming, don't be afraid to come in and ask questions, I'll be more than glad to answer them. This is one of the longer videos I've ever done, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this was useful to you, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.